just a few words in English to say that I'm really happy today for this historical day to present the Declaration Against Homophobia. This year I wanted to put forward, under the French presidency of the European Union, the idea of a political declaration to the United Nations General Assembly to support and encourage a change in mindsets. Since we are celebrating the 16th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the fight for universal human rights takes on even greater meaning. It's not acceptable that people, men or women, continue to be victims of violence and discriminations solely based on their sexual orientation. How can we accept the fact that in nearly 19 countries homosexuality is punishable by law, and in at least 6 countries punishable by death? How can we tolerate the fact that people are stoned, hanged, decapitated, tortured only because of their sexual orientation? Initiatives have been taken in the past, and the last one by Norway in 2006 in Geneva. This ambitious declaration in New York is a major step forward. It is the first time such a text is being presented in the United Nations in New York. Secondly, it is the first time such a vigorous text is being put homosexuality by countries from every continent. It is the first time a declaration on this subject is being signed by such a large number of countries, 66. It is the fruit of a long campaign, universal campaign, conducted on every continent of the world and with the NGOs. And I just would like to give the floor to Louis-Georges Tin. He's French, and he's responsible of an NGO who is struggling on the ground in France and universally speaking. So come on.
Hi everybody, I'm Ramayad, sir. And I'm very happy, of course, to be here because for us as well, it is a historical day. We are fighting for an International Day Against Homophobia, but more, we are fighting for a universal decriminalization of homosexuality. So I wouldn't want to be very long. I just want to thank all the people here who fought with us, and I would like to thank in particular Ramayad and give her the last version of the Dictionary of Homophobia. It was translated recently here in Canada, in fact. So I want to give it to her, and it will help her to keep on the fight against homophobia. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have a question for both ministers. Only a third of countries at the UN signed this declaration, so 2/3 of countries here didn't sign it. What worth does it have, do you think?
Well, I think the worth of the declaration today is the first, as Mrs. Ramayada also stated, that it was the first statement in the General Assembly in New York. Second, that we have a broader support than ever. 1/3 of the countries did support it, and I am convinced that with this statement, supported by 1/3 of the countries, member states of the UN, it's no longer a taboo, and it's on the agenda of the UN. Of course, it's a step, but it's a historical day that we can discuss this in the General Assembly. And we will strive on, go on with our fight, that when we speak about human rights, we have to apply to all people at all places, at all regions, at all times, that it includes homosexual people, transgender people, and bisexual people.
What about the gist of the statement from the OIC that sexuality doesn't belong among the list of human rights? How do you think you overcome that sensibility?
Well, as I said, as human rights apply to all people, nothing can be used as an excuse for the prosecution, discrimination, or violation of human rights. For example, on the basis of an idea that they are gay, lesbian, or transgender people. And I am convinced that when they say, for example, the OIC, that it doesn't said anything in the Universal Declaration, it applies to all people. And gay people, lesbian people, transgender people are also people. So I will not accept any excuse to violate it. So this statement does not promote gay lifestyle, but it simply states the fact that human rights apply to all people. And they can't deny it.